Well, by gosh, by golly, Laguna Woods Village, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, and you know what that is? It's Club Talk time. Welcome to the show, Club Talk. This is the show that brings the clubs to you. Sit back and relax. We have two great clubs we're going to interview this morning, tell you all about what their plans are, where they're at today, where they're heading tomorrow, and where they've been yesterday. Right after the break, we have a great club here, the Baby Boomers. They're here, a very exciting club, and they're going to tell you all about how they've grown to be so big and all the activities and some of the events they have coming up in the near future. But first, we have, where do you want to go when you really want to laugh? Well, it's Thursday nights, it's Clubhouse 5, and it's the Comedy Club. And I have with us Joey Sims, president of the Comedy Club,
Hi.
and Suri Klein, the vice president. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming to Club Talk.
Thank you.
These are the movers and the shakers of the Comedy Club.
Right.
Boy, I'm going to start real quick with Joey, because I haven't asked her this question, even though she's been on the show a few times. Joey, how long have you been doing the Comedy Club here at Laguna Woods?
Between 11 and 12 years.
And what was the impetus? What started you to, gave you
There was a comedy club going on of sorts. It started in about 1998, and they would have not a very large crowd, and the people would get up on the stage and tell a joke. And it really was kind of funny because somebody would take 10 minutes to tell the joke, and then he'd look down the audience and say to his wife, "What was the punchline, Ethel?" And it just didn't go very well. So when I got to be president, we started doing it with professional comedians. And we do it very businesslike and very professional, and people really like it now.
Oh, it definitely shows. Your staff is very professional. The show is always done just right. The table settings and the way it's ran, it's a wonderful show, and it shows by being sold out, I would imagine, every single month.
Quite a bit.
You're turning people out,
Yeah.
turning away, which has got to be hard to do.
Well, we're going to tell you today, I'm going to let Suri tell you, they have fun from the time they get there. They have to wait in line, but Suri and two others man the tables, and I want to let her tell you what a good time they have in the lobby, even while they're waiting.
Oh, in the lobby while the folks
Yeah,
are waiting to
we
get into the show.
Right, we have bartenders, and they talk to the three girls that are out there.
Okay.
Then it's about 10 of us inside setting up. It's a big operation.
I bet, Suri. Why don't you jump in right? It's a good time like the present.
Right. Well, we have a lot of fun. My two friends and I, they're both named Arlene, and the three of us sit at we call it the attendance table, and this is where we collect the money. And people line up down the ramp, waiting to come through, and you always are greeted with three smiley faces. And one of the cutest stories I have was this man came through the line, and he was balding, and he just stood there, and he looked at us, and he said, "Do you have to have curly hair to work here?" I'm blonde curly. The lady next to me is gray curly, and the lady on the end is dark brown curly. So I thought they were so cute because he was so worried about his hair. He wanted all of this. And then one time, we have a lot of funny, interesting stories sitting at the table because we're the first ones that greet them.
People see as you come down the ramp.
And one time, it was very crowded, and this man walks in, and he looks very, very puzzled. And my friend Arlene, sitting next to me, said, "Sir, if you live here, that'll be $5. He said, "I'm the comedian." We don't really get a look at them in person. We see them on the brochures. They look a lot different. So, but it's fun, and we always greet people with a smile because that's the way they should come into the room.
Absolutely. It's a fun evening, and you want to get that from the very beginning.
That's right.
As soon as they set foot in the parking lot, it's Comedy Club.
And even the bartenders are so friendly and nice to everybody. Everyone just has a good time, and that's why they come back.
I enjoy the hour before the show, actually, the waiting in line and the...
They bring food.
The sociability.
Right, the sociability around the bar there and talking to everybody, and
That's
likewise.
right.
And it's just a wonderful event to go to be part of the village and part of your neighbors and your friends and laugh along the way, and then see a superstar of comedy, which usually is the lineup. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Yes, it really
They
is.
love that part where they dine and wine from 7 to 8. They clean up their own messes, and then we have cake and coffee after that.
I mean, no other show really does that on such a consistent level.
Right.
You know, every month you get cake and coffee, and you have your own little placemat, It's just wonderful.
Right.
And you can bring your own wine, can't you? If you
No,
want?
no.
No wine
No, the
allowed.
bar is
Oh.
GRF.
Oh, strictly GRF
Yes,
bar.
I like
right.
let them have the liability and the insurance. I like that. and our drinks are very reasonable.
Very reasonable. Oh,
We
it's
charge
a whole
$5
evening.
to get in now for residents and 10 for members, so or 10 for non-members, and we check IDs and
Yeah, I was
parking lot's
gonna-
always full. It's a wonderful.
I was going to
time.
ask you, because that was a change, probably the most recent big change,
Right.
the $5 and the $10 split. How's that working out in line? Are you having any problems explaining that, or
Well,
is it?
we do, because the three girls, we three girls do have problems. Either people forget their cards, or they'll say, "Well, you recognize me," and my answer to them, if they say you recognize me, is if somebody sees you not showing me your card, then they're going to want to know, why do I have to show the card? About a third of people don't carry the card, and if they don't have that, we ask for the license, and they may not carry the license. So it's like on the honor system. We let them get in once for the $5, and we said after that, you're just going to have to pay $10. And it's not our rule. That's the rule by GRF, and we are bound to listen because we cannot have more than 10% non-residents attend the show. And that's because some people think that when non-residents come in hordes, there's no room for the residents to sit. So GRF made that rule. It's not ours. At the attendance table, we explain that to everybody, and we have a big poster outside saying, have your ID card ready before you come in. And we have some of our volunteers going up and down the aisle, up and down the ramp before they come in to remind them to get it out. So it speeds up the line.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, the spirit of that rule. You know,
Right.
definitely the villagers come first, and in the event there's more than there's room for inside, that could be, you know,
There's really nothing they can complain about. There really isn't. You know, like with the 15 people that work for us, they get to have a seat in the front. But we get everyone seated. But we've just been having incredible comedians. I mean, it's just so hard to keep up because they've been so great.
yes, boy, I know you have a couple of repeat people. Karen's coming back again.
Yeah, if they're really good, we might have them again. The next one is Karen Rontowski.
She was
And
great.
she's a fabulous pro. At the end, she brings on her little dog that's about as big as that cup and says that because of narcolepsy, she has to have that dog. Well, anyway, that's funny. And then we have the next month, we're going to have a new one. I try to have new when I can. But you know, it's hard picking them because they have to be funny to the boomers and they have to be funny to us. And then we have a church group. It's so funny. The place laughs in sections. It truly does. The older people might get it a little sooner than the boomers, or the boomers are waiting for something they don't get. And then these church people laugh a little slower. The comedians all mention that. It's funny. And this is who we're going to have after Karen, and that's Steve Bruner. He's supposed to be very good.
Uh-huh.
And then this gal is fairly new, but she's already won New York's Funniest Girl Comedian.
She looks like Tina Fey a little bit.
Yeah, so we're excited. You know we're dark in November and December.
Yes, you have 2 months of the year.
Yeah, and people aren't happy about that. We're happy about that. We work hard.
We
Yeah,
rest
you
a
know,
little.
2 months in that time of the year, generally people are really busy
Yeah,
in their
we
own
fall
things.
right on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
So how's it going picking the talent? Do you
It's hard. I spend a lot of
I
time
bet you
a
would.
week.
You go to different clubs and scout
No,
out?
I worked at the Improv for a while, and I have a lot of connections. And the ones that come are so happy with us. They tell us it's their favorite venue. They tell us.
Huh.
And some of them are even calling, trying to get on, you know. So it's word of mouth. You just have to work hard to get the right one that
Well,
appeals to
no,
all. Look at the ages we have here.
It's a
55.
cross-section.
I heard where the average is 79 now.
79.
Yeah.
But a young 79.
Oh, they're all young.
Very
Mhm.
young
Yeah.
79.
Yeah.
And another reason I think that the club works so well is because we sitting at the front table, we see an awful lot that goes on. And when we have our board meeting, I bring that to the board meeting and say, this is what I heard, this is what someone's unhappy about. And we all get together at the board and try to solve the problem so that next month it doesn't occur.
Right.
And then someone's happy. So whenever there's a situation, we never ignore it. And I think that's a big reason why we're also successful. We do everything we can for our guests to make them happy so they'll want to come back.
Could a situation arise like you're looking at a comic and he may be a little, say, too blue, may have a little
Oh, yes.
off-colored humor?
Yes.
Would you maybe say it's not quite for us?
That's right.
And
That's
turn
right.
that act?
It's hard to fire them on the stage.
No, before. And I couldn't
But
do that
they
hard.
don't come back, and if they look out and see my face, I sit right in the front, they usually know what's happening.
But you check all that
Or
out, I'm
I-
sure,
yeah.
their material.
I make
and-
little hand signs.
But you know, you can never tell. One time, Joey and I, we went to the Coach House to see a comedian. He was funnier than anything. And Joey said, "Do you think he's so great?" I says, "I do." She said, "I do too." He, fabulous. So he comes to the show, and he gets on the stage, and it must have been that he sees a sea of white hair.
That's it.
And he just choked. I said, "I can't believe this is the same guy that we saw 2 months before."
Interesting.
That happens also with people, with comedians.
I tell them too about what to expect, that makes a difference.
Wow.
You have to know your venue.
You got to, definitely, and who you're playing to and who your audience
That's
is.
right,
Absolutely. That's
yeah.
part of the secret of the success. Well, we're running a little short on time. Any final words that you want to get in
Well,
about the
just please
comedy
remember,
club?
it's the fourth Thursday of the month.
Right?
And
Clubhouse 5.
it's a good idea to be there a few minutes before 6.
It's a great idea
We
to
open
be
the
there.
doors at 6.
Okay, so
And then the show starts at 7. And we're usually out of there by about 8:45.
plan on being there, folks, at 6 o'clock. Grab
We
a seat.
party every night till 9 and then have a cookie. You know how that goes.
And have fun in line because you too may be one of those lobby stories that Suri likes to tell. Thank you very much, ladies, for joining me on
you.
Club Talk.
Thank you, Tony.
And we'll see you on Thursday night at the Comedy Club, Clubhouse 5, a week from Thursday, isn't it?
Right.
The
Well, I don't know.
22nd.
22nd
Yeah,
is the next
22nd.
show, folks. Thursday the 22nd, Clubhouse 5. We'll see you there at the Comedy Club. And stay tuned for our next guest for representing the Boomers Club. And first, we have these few messages you should pay attention to. Thanks.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Remember when we all heard about the baby boomers were coming to Laguna Woods Village to form a club? It was like the talk of the village, baby boomers, the baby boomers, the baby boomers. Well, they're here, and they definitely made a name for themselves and left a large footprint. They have a very successful club, and everyone loves their meetings and all they do and the events they bring forth. And I have with me here today, we have Judy Okonski, how's that? Who is the event coordinator, and Sandy Carr-Bassler, who is in charge of membership. Welcome, ladies, from the Baby Boomers.
Thank you.
So, you guys both been with the club since the inception?
No, I've just lived here 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And when did you move in, Sandy?
Almost 3.
3, so, but
Yeah.
right away you joined in
Right
and got
away,
active
yeah,
with
the
Baby
first month,
Boomers?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, I have the little synopsis providing the Baby Boomers residents a venue for social networking, entertainment, and cultural activities, which address the interests of people in this age group. Now, really, in this age group, you kind of broaden it, I'm sure, because there's a lot of people who are over the baby boomer age,
Yes.
but are still young at heart, and probably even younger than that still come. And you, I'm sure, welcome everybody who's a resident and wants to be part of the fun.
Yeah, we have a wide range of ages, which is great to see on the floor, really, on the dance floor.
So give me an idea of the typical membership you've been looking for and you've been getting.
We have a very large club. We ended the year of 2016 with almost 800 members. We're hoping to surpass that this year. The snowbirds,
800?
yes, the snowbirds come in the summer here, and then we start picking up membership again. So we should surpass the 800 this year. We have anywhere from 4 to 450 come to the dances every month. And a couple of hundred, usually 100 to 200, come to our socials on the First Friday socials. So we have a lot to offer, and we're changing things up for 2018 a little bit, which will be really nice.
Do the Baby Boomers have a meeting per se monthly, or is it just the event?
We have just the events. We have our board meetings, but
Board
but
meeting,
we
but
have
not a general meeting for the members. all
yeah
800.
2 times a month. So the First Friday social,
Okay.
and then we have our 3rd Saturday dance, which is at Clubhouse 5. Next year we will have all of our Friday socials at Clubhouse 7, which is a larger venue. We were at Clubhouse 6, and it's on the small side. So we
Yes.
are growing so much for our Friday socials, we're running out of room. So we had to move over to Clubhouse 7.
To 7, yeah, that's much larger
Yes.
for that sort of event,
Yeah.
I think so, and suited for you guys perfectly.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and
Well,
we're here today to promote Woodstock. We're so excited.
Yes, we're
'cause
getting
it's
to
a-
that. Let's get to that right now.
Yeah.
Tell us about Woodstock, the annual event.
Well, we're back at Clubhouse 2 this year.
Yes.
We're very excited to be back on the lawn, and let Judy explain a little
Judy,
bit what's going on.
Who's strumming the old guitars this year?
We're going to have LSD, Love Saves the Day by Ruby D. And actually, she's been part of the venue for Woodstock, I think ever since the first Woodstock we had
Wow.
in the village, which was 2009.
Jeez.
We're also going to have Full
8 years.
Spectrum. It's kind of interesting, the Woodstock history. Kathy Podliska and Leslie Davis and Barbara Harris formed Baby Boomers in 2008. And within about a week after they had advertised in the Globe, they already had about 50 to 75 people express interest.
Yeah, I remember it was.
So 2009 was our very first Woodstock at our beloved Clubhouse 2, and it's my understanding they had about 250 in attendance. And we've had Woodstock every year since then at Clubhouse 2. However, last year, which was my very first Woodstock to organize, we ended up at the last minute having it at Clubhouse 5 because Clubhouse 2's remodel was not finished yet.
Right yet.
So we felt really bad because we had to turn a lot of people away. You know, because of safety regulations, we're only allowed to have about, I don't know, maybe 500 people. So a lot of people we had to turn away. But we found out later when the press came that there were people all over the parking lot, and they created their own picnics and brought their wine and their goodies so they could enjoy hearing the music,
Right.
even though they weren't able to get into Clubhouse 5. So now this year on July 29th, we're going to be back at our Clubhouse 2, and we're real excited. We think we'll probably hit about 900 to 1,000 this year.
Wow, what a wonderful, wonderful attendance. And it's kind of an all-day thing. What time does it start?
It doesn't really start till 2:30,
Right.
but the 4 years I've been part of Woodstock, people come as early as 8:30 to get their armbands and to set up, because everybody wants to snag
8:30.
that perfect spot on the lawn. You know, we have tie-dyed blankets that people put up. Some people put up tents. They bring their lawn chairs, and it's a bring your own everything. They bring goodies, they bring wine, and a lot of people stay, even though the music doesn't really start till 2:30. A lot of people stay the whole day and just party.
Wow, excellent. Yeah, that's a great annual event. I know everyone looks forward to it, and it seems to be the talk of the village, the Woodstock event. On your monthly dances and things that you organize, are they themed? Generally, do they have like a theme that
We do
rolls through it?
sometimes have a theme. This dance for June is June 17th, and it's the Ultimate Stones.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
we're going to have our very first pre-sale for Woodstock this year. You know, like I say, usually people come as early as 8:30 to purchase armbands, but we're going to have a pre-sale this year, several, so hopefully we can kind of sell a lot of tickets before the actual day, and maybe Sandy can tell you a little bit about the pre-sale.
Yes.
Yeah, Sandy.
Our pre-sales, we started, I think, mid-year last year, because the lines were getting so long when you're trying to get 400 to 500 people into a dance. And they're up the ramp and around the building trying to get in, and it's really hard, because we have a roster, our membership roster, and we have to check you off. So it takes a few minutes. So it's nice to be able to do the pre-sales now, which they're always from 1 to 3 on the day of the event in Clubhouse 5 in that reception area out front. And you can come, the members can come and buy their wristbands for them and their guest. Guests are $5 to $10, $10 to $15, and then our regular members pay $5 to $10 depending on the band that's being hired.
I see.
The Ultimate Stone Band and Woodstock are both going to be $10. And then non-members would be $15 for the Ultimate Stones and just $10 for the Woodstock. We didn't do a guest price.
Right.
Everybody's just $10 for Woodstock. And we do quite a bit of selling. Sometimes we sell out at pre-sale.
Wow.
And that happened one time last
Jeez.
year. Yeah, we sold that at pre-sale, and so was no tickets to sell at 6 o'clock when the doors open for people to come in to buy wristbands. So our ultimate bands, we have 3 or 4 a year. They really are huge bands that travel throughout the United States. So they're very big bands, and those bands we do sell out. Almost, I think we sold out every single one of our ultimate bands.
Wow.
They're considered tribute bands.
Right, I
Yeah.
was just going to say,
Right.
it sounded like
Yeah.
the Stones one's like a tribute band
Yeah.
to the Stones, and
Yeah.
whoever the band is.
And
so
the-
people can either just enjoy
Yeah.
listening to it or get up and dance and
Yes.
boogie to it as
Yes.
well.
They do.
right? And I know, I've seen them.
And
They-
what's nice with the Clubhouse too, they've, since the remodel, it's going to be nice because there's that big inside area that they're going to have some tables set up. It's all air conditioned in, plus the patio out back. And the 2 bands are really great bands. They're really high dollar, high quality bands.
Professional
Yes,
bands.
and they'll play all the Woodstock. So, and the costuming is, you've noticed, Judy and I are
Yes, I
doing a little
noticed,
bit
yes.
of Woodstock here. Everybody comes in costume. We're talking sometimes wigs and the
Wow.
makeup and the shoes.
a lot of fun.
And we give swag gifts away, which is little souvenirs. When you buy your wristbands, so you can wear those, and everybody dresses up, and we have a really good time.
That's excellent. Yeah, Woodstock is one thing that will live on forever, and people
Yes.
love to reinvent themselves and get out
Yes.
there
Yeah.
again and try to outdo
In
what
all
they did last year.
ages. It's
And
just
you know,
yes.
Woodstock is the reason I ended up in the village, because I found out about Woodstock 4 years ago, and I found a way to go in, my husband and I, and everybody was so friendly. And I didn't realize there were so many people our age working full-time at the village. And so, to make a long story short, we partied the whole day and we had so much fun. And 3 girlfriends I met just that day, and they ended up later on taking us through the village, and they ended up actually showing us several pieces of property, and that's how we ended up here.
Gee, man,
It's
there
just
you
from
go.
going one day to Woodstock and discovering how charming the village is.
There you go, huh? How's
Yeah.
that for getting someone else to buy in and rent here or live here? Okay, any final words on the baby boomers? We're running a little short on time.
I
What you guys are,
would like to tell everybody in the village to come to one of our functions, or either our Friday night social, our Saturday dance, is the 3rd Saturday of the month, or to come to Woodstock and get to know us. We're a very friendly group, and I'm a little Miss Social Butterfly, so I have a tendency to put everybody at my table and all the newbies and get them and introduce them to all kinds of people that they could be interested in, and make everybody feel very welcome.
And it really doesn't matter what age you are. I
No.
mean,
Right.
we have some ladies that just rock on better than I do.
Yeah.
You know, really. I
yeah,
always
it's
think,
all how you feel.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
feel like you want to get out there, that doesn't matter
Yeah.
what age you're at
Yeah.
at all.
so everybody, we hope, will come join us for Woodstock.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will, and I'm sure the Globe will have it featured in the next
Yes,
few
yes.
issues, and
We'll have some-
be talking all about it with pictures and the dates and the times.
And-
So we have Woodstock coming up, folks, and be sure to be out there. It's going to be loads of fun. Well, thank you very much for joining me on Club Talk.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you for
guest.
having us.
having
All right,
us.
thank you very much. Well, folks, that was the Baby Boomers telling us about what's coming up, Woodstock, next month. Thank you very much for watching this show, and I want to remind you, on next month's show, we have the Car Club of Laguna Woods is going to be visiting with us, along with a club called the Mindful Eating Club. That sounds interesting, and they'll be here for the month of July as well. But until then, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, stay happy, healthy, and join the club. See you next time. Bye now.